The Trans Life and Liberation Art Series is art that mobilizes us to action, whether it's around ending trans detention or fighting legislative attacks. If Twitter is the people's media when we think about Black Lives Matter, then the Trans Life and Liberation Art Series is one of the current trans movement's most powerful counter-narratives. And like old wave voguing, our art must capture movement as we see it. Our performance is resistance, and trans resistance is beautiful.
The Trans Life and Liberation Art Series creates collaborative portraits about and with trans people on the front lines of our liberation movement. Since February, trans artists and activists across the country have been working together to create and share new art every week. We need your support to expand the project to include more trans artists and revolutionaries, and to continue paying all the artists and portrait subjects. Your donation will allow us to continue to fill your walls and screens with beautiful art that inspires you to fight for trans liberation.
Trans Life and Liberation Art Series is about documenting our own stories and creating our own histories.
It's about celebrating trans lives, especially the lives of trans women and femmes of color who are leading our movement while experiencing epidemic levels of violence.
I think this is super important because we have a lot of examples of past queer and trans people of color who have done amazing movement work, like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, but it's also important to highlight the work that's currently ongoing with living queer and trans movement workers as well.
We don't know what the future holds. It's so important for us to actually have tangible things to pass on to future generations.
It's a really intense moment in time for a lot of trans folks. What makes this project really important to me is the fact that we're not necessarily highlighting all the death and the violence, we're actually highlighting our lives.
This initiative is powerful and important because it also provides a pathway for newer artists such as myself to connect to people and to movement work that aligns with our values.
This project is about nurturing an emerging network of trans artists and cultural organizers who are combining the power of art and social justice.
It, helps artists emerge in addition to raising visibility to and of the powerful work that trans folks are doing in our communities.
We, especially as young trans people, often feel like we have to go through life alone, and we don't think we have the power within ourselves to cope. But projects like this that uplifts our voices and centers our stories and our narratives, they remind us that we do have that strength and we deserve to feel it.
This project captures the beauty and resilience of our people through the artistic lens of our people. It's trans folks of color lifting up other trans folks of color. This visual movement is revolutionary, empowering, and yes, because of our people, beautiful.
We know that historically, trans people, particularly trans people of color, have been erased from the movement or forgotten about. So we really want to make sure that we are elevating some of the great work being done today. To keep doing that, all of the amazing people involved with the project need you to donate and really show your support.